what are the debits, what are the credits, right? You get this list of prices, and your head might start to spin. But essentially, what these documents do is they explain what your costs are and why they are there.
Good morning, guys. Cameron Stewart with eXp Realty in Rome, New York, serving all your residential real estate needs in the Mohawk Valley. Colin LaReaux from Goldbas LaReaux Attorneys at Law in downtown Utica is joining us today again. We're going to be talking about some debits and credits in the real estate transaction process. They can be confusing. There's a lot going on. I'm sure he gets a lot of questions about it. I know I get a lot of questions about it. Colin, what's going on today, buddy?
Morning, Cameron. Things are going well. The sun is shining. Summer's almost here. We're approaching Memorial Day weekend, so things are good. How are you?
I am wonderful. I feel the same way. The sun's shining. We're good to go. It's a nice long weekend headed up. So definitely excited. So Colin, I'm just going to open it right up to you. Debits, credits during the closing process when you get your closing disclosure. Can you let us know what's kind of in there, what we should be looking out for? There's a lot in there, but just kind of break it down for us really simply if you can, please.
Sure. So it's complex, but it's not, right? When you're buying a piece of property, there's taxes associated with it. If you have a lender, or even if you don't, you should probably have insurance on that property. So the closing statement or statement of sale, what are the debits, what are the credits, right? You get this list of prices, and your head might start to spin. But essentially what these documents do is they explain what your costs are and why they are there. So you're buying a $100,000 property, you're thinking, okay, $100,000, I'm good, right? Well, you also have to consider the taxes. If the seller of the property has paid taxes in advance, which often they do, and you're taking that property from him, well, you should give him a credit for the money he's paid already. So you may have to pay a little bit additional. Now it's your property, it's your taxes. So you're not paying the seller. You're just reimbursing him for money he essentially paid in advance for you. So, you have taxes in there. You have insurance, right? So you might see $1,000 for home insurance, right? You have the option of picking your own. If you don't, your lender, right, if you got financing, your lender owns a portion of that property, right? They probably financed 80% of it. They want to ensure the property is paid, right? They want to ensure that the taxes are paid. They want to ensure that the insurance is there in case the place burns down. So you may see taxes, you may see insurance paid in advance. You got appraisal fees. If you got a lender and you got an appraiser, that may be listed in there. Often you pay that in advance. Lender fees as well. So banks are great, but they have costs associated with closing a piece of property, right? They got to pay their attorney. They have to do their due diligence. They have origination fees. So a lot of these they're not hidden, but they are a little bit difficult to determine what they are. But that's what having a good agent and a good attorney helps with the process. So yeah, debits, credits, you always have to consider what has been paid before closing and what is expected to be paid after. It's not complex as long as it's explained diligently. But yeah, there are a lot of questions we get, and we're always happy to help, as I'm sure you are, Cameron.
Absolutely. And there are some odd debits and credits too. There are some transactional or situational, I should say, to certain respective homes that you might see a debit or a credit in, at closing that you might not see normally. So if you guys have any questions, obviously, that's why we're putting this video together, to give you guys a line of communication to either Colin or myself to figure out the answer to whatever question you have, because this stuff is a little confusing, especially to me. Colin does this every day. It's very easy for him. Me, sometimes I don't understand. Selling my own homes, I'm looking at it and I'm like, hey, Colin, what is this? So that's why we're making this video. Colin, if anyone has a specific question about debits and credits or anything in the closing process, how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. Colin LaReaux from Goldbas LaReaux Attorneys at Law. We're at 185 Genesee Street in downtown Utica, Suite 905. Phone number 315-724-2248, and you can reach me at email colin@goldbaslaw.com.
Awesome. And folks, I can always be reached at 315-351-2765. That's my direct cell phone. Colin, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. Folks, we look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thanks, guys.